The winner of The Voice is... Sofronio Vasquez! You did it!
The NBC Singing Competition series crowned its winner as Sofronio Vasquez from Team Michael Bublé during Tuesday's final. The season 26 winner won the majority of America's votes, taking home the $100,000 cash prize and a record deal with Universal Music Group. Vasquez was among the top 5 finalists for the season, which also included Danny Joseph, Team Reba, Jeremy Belote, Team Snoop, Shy, Team Bublé, and Sydney Sterlace, Team Gwen. The 5 finalists took the stage for one last time during the 2-part final with their respective coaches, which include Michael Bublé, Snoop Dogg, Reba McEntire, and Gwen Stefani. Sofronio Vasquez is the name that everyone is talking about after the conclusion of the 16th season of The Voice on NBC, which was an amazing experience. The talented vocalist, who is 27 years old and hails from El Paso, Texas, was awarded the coveted prize of $100,000 and a record deal that would change his life forever. This triumph solidified his position as one of the most memorable winners in the history of the show. From his spectacular blind audition to his triumphant finals performance, Sofronio's experience on The Voice was a roller coaster of emotions, determination, and raw talent that captivated millions of fans all around the world. His journey began with his blind audition performance, which was breathtaking. This article takes a more in-depth look at his remarkable ascent to the top, as well as the implications that this victory has for his future. A trip driven by enthusiasm and the capacity to persecute. The path that led Sofronio Vasquez to success on The Voice was not an easy one. During difficult times, Sofronio frequently discussed how music served as a haven for him. He was raised in a Mexican-American household that was very close-knit. His mother, who was a homemaker, and his father, who worked in a factory, instilled in him the importance of consistently working hard and never giving up on his goals and ambitions. It was in church that Sofronio first became aware of his passion for singing. It was there that he sharpened his powerful vocals and formed his unique style, which brought together elements of pop, soul, and R&B music with Latin influences. Sofronio persisted in spite of the fact that he was first neglected in the highly competitive music industry and that he was experiencing financial difficulties. He did this by performing at small venues and publishing covers on social media in order to demonstrate his incredible talent. There was a blind audition that caused all 4 chairs to turn. Sofronio's journey on The Voice started with a blind audition that was so impressive that it immediately separated him apart from the other contestants. In recognition of his deep, sincere, and technically faultless performance of Ben E. King's Stand By Me, he was awarded a rare 4-chair turn due to his performance. All of the coaches, including Gwen Stefani, Reba McEntire, Michael Bublé, and Snoop Dogg, were visibly moved by his performance. Snoop Dogg, in particular, was quick to applaud Sofronio's genuineness, adding, "Man, your voice hit me right here," while tapping his chest. Sofronio was also eager to acknowledge its authenticity. The vocal control and emotive delivery of his performance were praised by Reba McEntire, and Gwen Stefani emphasized the star quality of his performance. In the end, Sofronio made the decision to become a member of Team Michael Bublé because he was impressed by the crooner's profound mastery of vocal technique and storytelling. Onward and upward through the rounds. Throughout the entirety of the tournament, Sofronio's performances continuously pushed the limits of what was possible and shown his versatility. Sofronio and Rachel Kane, a member of the same team, sang an emotionally charged duet of Shallow from the musical A Star Is Born during the battle round that took place. Sofronio's ability to connect with the crowd was the factor that ultimately led to his triumph in this round, despite the fact that their harmonies were absolutely magnificent. In the knockout round, Sofronio gave a rendition of Bruno Mars's Grenade that was so impressive that it blew everyone away. He displayed an extraordinary range and commanding presence on stage. The performance was referred to as a masterclass in vocal dynamics by coach Michael Bublé. Live performances. During the live performances, Sofronio continued to shine, delivering unforgettable versions of classic songs such as Unchained Melody and Hallelujah. Standing ovations were given to him by both the audience and the coaches after each and every performance he gave. This is the grand final. The conclusion represented the pinnacle of Sofronio's talent and the hard work he had put in. You Raise Me Up by Josh Groban was the song that he chose to perform as his final performance. This song was the ideal representation of his journey and his ability to persevere. Many people, including his coach Michael Bublé, were moved to tears by his soaring vocals and passionate delivery of the song. During his time on The Voice, Sofronio also took the stage to perform an original song called Echoes of My Heart, which he had created in collaboration with Grammy-winning producers. Not only did the song, which included a combination of contemporary pop and Latin rhythms, demonstrate his artistic prowess, but it also provided a glimpse into the kind of music that his fans might anticipate hearing from him in the future. Announcing the arrival of victory, the audience erupted in shouts as soon as the announcer Carson Daly announced that Sofronio had been selected as the winner of Season 26. He was joined on stage by his family, who had traveled all the way from Texas to be there for the emotional celebration. Sofronio expressed his gratitude to his family, coach Michael Bublé, and fans during his acceptance speech. He said, "This is a dream I've had since I was a kid for this opportunity. My sincere gratitude goes out to everyone who has supported me and believed in me. The victory is not just mine, it is ours as well." What future plans does Sofronio Vasquez have? In the case of Sofronio Vasquez, winning The Voice is just the beginning of his journey. In addition to the prize of $100,000, he has also been awarded a record deal with Universal Music Group, which will provide him with the opportunity to establish his career on a global scale. His first album. This is Sofronio's first album, and he has already started working on it. It is anticipated that the record will showcase his wide range of musical interests. A variety of compositions, including heartbreaking ballads, lively anthems, and songs that honor his Latin roots, are going to be released for fans to enjoy. Tour itinerary. His expanding audience has led to the planning of a tour that will take him across the country. According to Sofronio, there's nothing like sharing music with people in person, and he has emphasized his desire to connect with his followers through live concerts. "I can't wait to get out on the road and perform these songs in front of an audience." The effects that Sofronio's victory affected. Sofronio's victory is a demonstration of the power that can be achieved through perseverance, hard work, and remaining true to one's own ideals. His narrative has struck a chord with millions of people, particularly in the Latinx community, where he has become a symbol of inspiration and hope. The finest way to summarize it was done by coach Michael Bublé, who said, "Sofronio is not just a great singer, he is a great human being. There is no question in my mind that he is going to have an outstanding career because he possesses the capacity to move people emotionally." An eventful season to recall. As a result of Sofronio Vasquez and the extraordinary abilities of each and every participant, the 26th season of The Voice will unquestionably be remembered as one of the most memorable seasons in the history of the entertainment program. Throughout this season, fans were reminded of the reasons why The Voice remains one of the most beloved competitions on television. This was accomplished through the thrilling performances as well as the heartbreaking moments. As Sofronio Vasquez moves on to the next stage of his adventure, his admirers are excitedly anticipating what lies ahead for him. This is only the beginning for a star who is destined to shine, and that is something that cannot be disputed. The charismatic and extraordinarily gifted Sofronio Vasquez, who triumphed in the 26th season of The Voice, continues to generate a lot of attention across the world. With his deep voice, powerful stage presence, and remarkable journey, Sofronio won the hearts of millions of people. He was born and raised in El Paso, Texas. Throughout the course of the season, Sofronio gave a series of performances that would live long in the memory. Nevertheless, when questioned about his favorite moment, he responded with an explanation that was as sincere and personal as his music. It was the performance that he himself fell in love with. The rendition of Hallelujah that Sofronio gave during the live semifinals is the one performance that stands out above the others when he thinks back on his extraordinary trip. Sofronio disclosed the reasons why this specific performance meant so much to him in an interview that was conducted exclusively for him. He shared, "That song has a very special place in my heart," and he went on to elaborate. "I knew I wanted to perform it in a way that honored its beauty while also making it my own," she said. "It's one of those songs that is so powerful and emotional," she said. The magic happens because of the preparation. A significant contribution to the formation of the performance was made by Michael Bublé, who is Sofronio's coach. Together, they exerted a great deal of effort in order to extract the song's meaning from its emotional core. Rather than relying on showy production or vocal acrobatics, they concentrated on creating a moment that felt intimate and intensely personal because they wanted to convey that feeling. During the explanation, Sofronio stated, "We wanted it to feel as though I was singing directly to each and every person watching. The phrase, 'It's not about showing off your voice, it's about making people feel something,' was something that Michael repeatedly reminded me of." A melancholy piano accompaniment was featured in the arrangement, which ensured that Sofronio's voice was able to take the spotlight. The arrangement was simple but extremely effective. As a result of his performance, which was unfiltered, emotive, and profoundly resonant, the audience was left in awe. A relationship based on feelings. Sofronio's performance was about more than just hitting the appropriate notes. It was about conveying a story. He told the story through his performance. Just before he took the stage, he reflected about his grandmother, who had passed away, and how she had been a source of both strength and inspiration for him throughout his life. The statement that he made was, "My grandmother always believed in me, even when I doubted myself. I had the feeling that I was singing to her as I sang Hallelujah, expressing my gratitude to her for everything she had taught me and for being my most ardent supporter throughout my entire life." When the performance was taking place, this emotional connection was really noticeable. As Sofronio's voice soared through the lines, it was obvious that he was putting his whole heart and soul into each and every word. A great many of viewers, both at home and in the studio, were moved to tears as a result of the deep sincerity that he displayed. Every single one of the judges was completely enthralled with Sofronio's performance. Although she was visibly moved, Gwen Stefani referred to it as a spiritual experience. "I've heard that song performed 100 times, but Sofronio brought something completely unique to it," Gwen observed. "It's something I've never heard before." The capacity to make you experience every emotion that he is feeling is a gift that is extremely uncommon, yet he possesses this power. Reba McEntire lauded the genuineness of Sofronio's performance, stating, "That performance was more than just singing, it was storytelling. Your ability to make us experience your grief, pleasure, love, and appreciation is a testament to your skill. It was extremely stunning in every way." "Man, that was straight up heavenly," Snoop Dogg said, adding his own special flavor to the adulation that was being given. "Brother, you were the one who brought us to church with that one." Michael Bublé, who had been Sofronio's coach throughout the competition, was brimming with happiness as he watched his protégé win. "I knew he had it in him," Michael added. "I was right. Sofronio is a genuine musician who sings from the heart, and this performance presented the world with a glimpse of who he truly is." It didn't take long for the performance to become a phenomenon that went viral, with admirers swarming social media to share their various opinions. Many people referred to it as the most memorable moment of the season and lauded Sofronio for his capacity to establish such a strong connection with the group of people in attendance. According to a tweet from a supporter, "I've already watched Sofronio's performance of Hallelujah 5 times, and I still get chills. Moments like this are exactly why I enjoy watching The Voice so much." Sofronio Vasquez has just redefined what it means to perform Hallelujah, which was written by another individual. His voice, his passion, and his vulnerability were all parts of a beautiful performance. Even former competitors and winners of The Voice took the time to offer their congratulations to Sofronio on his particularly remarkable performance. From the backstage area, Sofronio disclosed that the path to generating such an impressive performance was not devoid of obstacles along the way. Self-doubt and the pressure of living up to the song's heritage were two things that he struggled with in the days leading up to the semifinal of the competition. In his admission, he said, "I was so nervous. It was important to me that I didn't disappoint anyone because there are so many famous renditions of the song Hallelujah." But with the support and encouragement of Michael Bublé and the other participants, Sofronio was able to achieve the self-assurance necessary to trust his intuition. "They reminded me that I didn't have to be perfect. All I needed to do was be honest," he added before continuing. Inheritance of the performance in question. As he looks back, Sofronio is thankful for the effect that his performance of Hallelujah had not just on himself, but also on the people who were seeing him perform. "That performance had a profound impact on him," he claimed. "It jogged my memory about the reasons I have always loved music and why I embarked on this road in the first place. It is about striking a connection with people and giving them a sense of something that is genuine." In addition, the performance was a defining moment in the tournament, as it cemented Sofronio's position as a leading contender and laid the groundwork for his eventual triumph. Now that he has triumphed on The Voice, Sofronio is getting ready to go on to the next stage of his professional journey. It is already in the works for him to release his debut album, and he is enthusiastic to explore a variety of musical styles that are reflective of his wide range of musical tastes. He stated, "I want to create music that tells stories and brings people together," and he was ambitious in his goal. "Any song that I write, whether it's a love song, a ballad, or an upbeat anthem, I want it to have some sort of significance." In addition, Sofronio is making preparations for a tour across the country, during which he intends to perform Hallelujah for the audience members who were moved by his performance. He expressed his excitement by saying, "I can't wait to share that moment with people in person. This is going to be an amazing experience." When Sofronio thinks back on his trip, he is overwhelmed with gratitude for the fans who have supported him along the way. According to what he claimed, without them, none of this would have been possible. "I will never take their love and encouragement for granted since it means the world to me. I will never take it for granted." In addition, he has the goal that his narrative may motivate other people to achieve their dreams, regardless of how difficult they may appear to be. As he put it, "If there's one thing I've learned, it's that if you believe in yourself and work hard, you can accomplish anything. Make sure you don't let fear prevent you from taking chances and putting yourself out there. You never know where it could lead you." The journey that Sofronio Vasquez took on The Voice was nothing short of incredible, and his rendition of Hallelujah will certainly be remembered as one of the most unforgettable moments in the history of the show. It was not enough for Sofronio to simply emerge victorious from a competition. Rather, he wanted to communicate his enthusiasm for music and establish a profound and emotional connection with individuals. As Sofronio moves on to the next stage of his career, his supporters may have peace of mind knowing that his star will only continue to soar in the years to come. In addition, if his performance of Hallelujah is any indicator, the best is yet to come. When Sofronio Vasquez first appeared on the stage of The Voice, nobody could have possibly anticipated the tremendous journey that would follow. Not only did this modest Filipino singer become the first Asian competitor to ever win the coveted title, but he also broke barriers by capturing the hearts of millions of people with his soulful voice and captivating personality. Additionally, his success in season 26 is more than simply a personal victory. It is a moment of representation, inspiration, and hope for young artists all across the world. An excursion, driven by a passion for Sofronio, was up in a disadvantaged neighborhood in Manila, and he was constantly exposed to music throughout his childhood. His mother would frequently put on a performance of traditional Filipino ballads while she was preparing meals, and his father was the director of the church choir. Early experiences that Sofronio had influenced his love for music, but the path that led him to pursue music professionally was not an easy one. "Music has always been a part of my heart, but the idea of making a career out of it seemed impossible," Sofronio said in an interview following his victory. "It was always emphasized to me that I should select a career that would provide me with a secure future. However, There was a part of me that was unable to let go of this fantasy. When Sofronio's friends persuaded him to try out for The Voice, that was the moment that he gained his big break. In spite of his initial reservations, he made the decision to take the plunge and fly thousands of miles to the United States in order to pursue his dream of being a famous actor. The audition was the start of everything. Immediately after Sofronio began his blind audition, he sang a beautiful performance of All of Me by John Legend. It was immediately apparent that he was a formidable opponent to be reckoned with. The four judges, Gwen Stefani, Michael Bublé, Reba McEntire, and Snoop Dogg, all turned their chairs in unison as a result of this seamless and emotive delivery. "That voice just hit me right in the heart," Michael Bublé stated, reflecting on the scene that he had just experienced. When Sofronio sings a song, he does more than just sing it. He makes you feel it in your very being. In the end, Sofronio decided to hire Michael Bublé as his coach, a choice that he considers to be among the most successful choices he has ever made. The statement that Sofronio made was that Michael understood me as an artist and as a person. He instilled in me the importance of not just trusting my voice, but also trusting my tale. The process of overcoming obstacles and dismantling stereotypes. The trip that Sofronio took on The Voice was not only about exhibiting his singing talent, it was also about representing a community that is frequently underrepresented on stages all around the world. The notion that Asian vocalists do not belong in the mainstream of the Western music industry has been around for a long time, according to Sofronio. "I wanted to demonstrate that talent is not limited by any borders, whether they be ethnic, racial, or whatever." During the entirety of the competition, Sofronio showed his appreciation for his heritage by frequently incorporating aspects of Filipino culture into his musical performances. Particularly remarkable was his rendition of Freddie Edwila's popular song, Anak, that he performed throughout the live events. This rendition blended traditional Filipino melodies with contemporary production. A standing ovation was given to him as a result of the performance, which caused the audience as well as the judges to shed tears through their eyes. In his explanation, he stated, "I didn't just want to win for myself. I wanted to win for everyone who has ever been told that they are not enough because of where they come from or what they look like," I said. Performances that have left an indelible mark on history. The path that led Sofronio to triumph was paved with performances that will live long in the memory. Each of his performances demonstrated his flexibility and one-of-a-kind creativity, from his soulful rendition of Stand By Me to his electric rendition of Bohemian Rhapsody. It was his duet with coach Michael Bublé that took place during the championship game that became one of the most talked-about highlights of the season. They blended their voices in perfect harmony as they sang a version of Feeling Good together, which was a heart-stirring rendition of the song. In addition to demonstrating Sofronio's development as an artist, the performance also demonstrated his capacity to compete with one of the most accomplished artists in the industry. Andra Day's Rise Up was another song that stood out toward the end of his performance. The performance that Sofronio gave, which was not only successful in ensuring his triumph, but also solidified his place in the annals of The Voice history, was marked by a profound connection to the lyrics and a raw emotional expression. What it means for his victory. The fact that Sofronio became the first Asian to win The Voice is a momentous occasion that goes beyond the scope of the competition. It conveys a compelling message about the necessity of boosting voices from all parts of the world, while also highlighting the value of diversity and representation. The statement that Sofronio made was, "I hope that my victory encourages other Asian artists to believe in themselves and their dreams. Our villages are home to a wealth of talent, and it is high time that the rest of the world recognize that." Additionally, his victory had a profound impact on the Filipino community, both in the Philippines and also in other countries. There was an outpouring of words of support and celebration on social media, with many people referring to Sofronio as a national hero. An individual who is a fan of Sofronio tweeted, "This is not just a win for Sofronio, it is a win for every Filipino who has ever dreamed big. When will Sofronio's next move be?" As a result of his success, Sofronio has been awarded a prize of $100,000 and a recording contract. Nonetheless, he is already considering what comes next. My goal is to compose music that not only tells stories but also brings people together, he stated. My goal is for my music to serve as a bridge between different cultures, regardless of whether it is performed in Tagalog, English, or any other language. For the time being, Sofronio is hard at work on his debut album, which he claims will be a combination of pop, soul, and sounds that are inspired by Filipino culture. He is also making preparations for a globe tour, which will include visits in the United States of America, the Philippines, and other nations where his supporters have shown their support for him. As he spoke, he expressed his gratitude to all those who had supported him. The love and support that they provided during this journey would not have been possible without them. An expression of appreciation. During the speech that he gave after the victory, Sofronio conveyed his deepest gratitude to his family, his coach Michael Bublé, and the people who had faith in him. He stated, "My family instilled in me the awareness of the significance of remaining true to who I am. Michael taught me how to be an artist by demonstrating how to take risks and grow. And people who support me, wow, I can't thank them enough. The reason I am here today is because of them." A special message was also delivered by him to budding artists, which was as follows. Do not allow anyone to tell you that your goals are too large. Never stop believing in yourself and never forget where you came from. Keep going forward. A momentous occasion that will undoubtedly be recollected. In addition to being a victory for a wonderful singer, Sofronio Vasquez's victory on The Voice is a moment that will serve as an inspiration to future generations after it has occurred. Sofronio has demonstrated that the power of music is not limited by any bounds by challenging established norms and being true to his own identity. One thing is abundantly evident as he begins this new phase of his career. Sofronio Vasquez is just getting started, and the entire world is prepared to listen to him.